Well, happy Tuesday. Hello, everybody. Coming to you live and for the love of dragons. Araya Anra here. And just bringing some interesting thoughts in for you today of things that aren't necessarily connected directly to the dragons, but for those of us in this group that are dragons, you will have that dragon connection because your guides and higher self are so deeply connected to the dragons. So, beautiful week here, and what I've been noticing and feeling is the pick up in the energetic magnetization of things towards us as we step into the higher energies. So this is what I wanted to talk about, and it reminded me of a couple stories that have happened in the past, and that trickle of breadcrumbs and how we can really be paying attention to it, and are we catching all the signs that are that we're leaving for ourselves as those confirmations? Because a lot of times we get sort of sidetracked or lost in the journey. There's so much chaos and distraction and things going on in the world right now that it's one of those things of, all right, am I still on track? Is any of this real? Where do I go from here? Did I make the right choice? All of those little doubts and things that try and come in to keep you from really moving forward in a big way. So one of the things I want to just bring to your attention, bring into your awareness, is the way that the laws work. So one of the pieces that is always prevalent in your journey is commitment. So when you actually finally say yes to something, doesn't matter what it is. It can be yes to a program that you want to take. It can be yes to a job that you're interested in. It can be yes to, I want to eat this dessert. It can be big, little, whatever. But when you actually say yes to something, when you commit to something, all of a sudden you will start to experience the law of attraction, the magnetization of things towards you that align to that are showing you, yes, this is the best path, or you better pay attention to this. It's not aligning quite perfectly. And those subtleties, the ability to pick up on, hello, Lady Boa Vang, hello. Lonnie, great to see you. In that, we have subtle cues coming in when we're not really developed in our psychic abilities, or we're confused or not sure. It's really nice to have those subtle clues give us insight, give us that confirmation of, oh, okay, this is showing me something. And quite often we don't pay attention to them. So one of the stories that happened for me, let's see, it was 2 summers ago now, when travel was possible and easy. And I was doing activations all around, hello Denise, I was doing activations all around Europe. And I shared that with you guys. I did a lot of lives from on-site places. And one of those was in Vesuvius. And being just an hour south of Rome, going to Mount Vesuvius, and the beauty of it was having to really coordinate, knowing I needed to be there, not for a long time, and then coordinating a guided tour to get me to the right place. That, you know, this is where I need to go. Do I have the right driver? And as we got in the van that picked us up, and I thought, well, I don't know how this day is going to go. I'm going to just let it unfold. And we start driving, and the driver, I'm sitting directly behind him in this big passenger van, and he reaches up. He's got a white long sleeve, nice blouse on, and he rolls up his sleeves and tucks them up his forearms, and he reaches up to grab the visor above his steering wheel to do something. And on the left forearm, very distinctly, is a big, beautiful black dragon tattoo, all in black ink, but very distinct dragon. And that was my sign for the beginning of the day. Literally first 20 minutes of, all right, we're just going to trust where this is unfolding and going. And that to me was the perfection of my higher self and guides putting that little energetic oomph in to say, yes, you're on track. We've got the guy driving you to the right place. You're going to be dropped off at the right time to do what you need to do. All of those factors come into play. So that was a very fun little confirmation from the universe. And for us dragons, those are the kinds of things we're going to see. You're going to notice things that stand out to you. So for a lot of years, I saw 1111 all the time. I've always also seen 1014 a lot. That has significance for me. I see 222 and 444. And what you'll do is you'll see them at different points of your journey. And they're always a confirmation or a significance of something that keeps showing up for you. Maybe it's a totem animal or a power animal that you have, that you work with, in addition to the dragons. Maybe it's a dragon, maybe it's phoenix, maybe it's a turtle or a lizard or a panther, and you'll start to notice those. They'll be brought into your awareness, whether it's on a commercial or a flash of pottery that you're walking by in a window, or a book that you're in a bookstore and something pops out and you go, oh, okay, pay attention. So this is how the magnetism works, that it really takes us committing to something. And so a little example in my own life, I think I shared with you guys, I apologize, I can't remember which groups I share certain things with, that 2 weeks ago, I literally committed myself to homeschooling from here forward. So this school year is going to end, and I've been distance learning my kids. It sort of proved to me that I could actually manage it time-wise. And so I'm now committed to that, because I'm seeing very dangerous things coming about with the school system. The WHO, if you're not aware, if you have young kids, World Health Organization just this week, I believe it was yesterday, has put out an announcement that informed consent now is implied when you drop your kids at school. So if they want to go in with a group of health task nurses or people that want to inject all the kids in the school with a injectable that you guys know what we're talking about here, then they now have legal ramification or right to do so. Apparently they're claiming that that's informed consent. For me, that's not, and that's another big red flag for me, of me knowing clearly that it's time for me to homeschool my kids and that we need to open these other pots. So going off on that isn't really my purpose today, but actually allowing myself to, one, have that come across my field as that confirmation. Where did that come in one of my feeds that I got to see it? But also that as I committed to homeschooling, I've always wanted to find other groups, other homeschoolers, other people that could give me insight, how they've done it. Do you have a group that is already working, trying to find a group for the kids' ages that my kids are? And lo and behold, in the last, literally over the 4 days of the weekend, I came across a woman at an archery event that has homeschooled all of her kids. The new pet sitter that I have is homeschooled. All of her family is, all 4 kids. Met another one just down my street. It just keeps coming left, right, and center. I have an opportunity through someone that's offering a specialist program in freedom learning that is giving me insight, giving me ways to know like what directions to go. And all of these came as soon as I said yes, as soon as I said this is what I'm committing to. So this is where I want you guys to pay attention, because your dragon guides, your higher self, even your angelic guides, they're all working in tandem to bring you the signs you need. And so we have to be conscious enough to pick up those breadcrumbs, to be paying attention to and recognizing. So Denise is saying mine are doing virtual again for the 21-22 school year. That's awesome, Denise. I think that's the safest and greatest thing, at least in my opinion. Everybody is welcome to their own opinion, but for me, seeing the signs and feeling this push where we're headed is, for me, enough of a thing to say, yeah, I'm going to be very much more in hand of what curriculum my kids are getting, what is being shared with them, what they are being pushed to do. So that's where we get courageous. Right now we are in a space in our ascension journey, and I talked last week, the ascension has begun, and it may unfold over the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's a process, and we are starting to move into it. That the old timeline has actually closed, that we are now seeing and starting to feel shifts in our biological system, moving from carbon-based to silica-based, which is crystal, right? That as we start that, I don't know, honestly, how long the transition is going to take for our body. I only know that I keep getting more and more information. It is floodgating since last summer. Really, all of 2020, it started really picking up in speed, but since January, it has been incredibly the amount of new information that is leading and guiding us forward. It's snowballing now, and you're probably feeling that and feeling this big draw to like, wow, I've got to engage. I've got to engage. And that's important, the most important thing right now. And I think why even coming on and feeling really drawn to talk about a commitment level piece today is it's time to engage with your journey. I mentioned that last week. It's like, are you actually really consciously active in your journey, your expansion, your ascension? claiming it. I want to be on that timeline. I want to be on the New Earth timeline. I want to be in that 1,000 years of peace. I want to be in that golden era, that golden age, because the bifurcation is here. And if you're not choosing it and actively really saying yes to yourself, to what you came here to do, then you need to look at that. Am I so in fear of separating from loved ones or beings that I know or want to go on in this school of earth? And it's okay. That's exactly what their soul wants to do. But you need to tune in for you and know clearly and ask your dragon guides. All of your angelic and dragon guides around you are going to give you the insight. They're going to give you that heart hit. For me, I get full body tingles. We talk about that a lot. My full body goosies of head to toe spine shivers, where my body talks to me and says, wow, pay attention. This is on track. This is a confirmation. And when you get those, that's your guides sending it. It's almost like them. It's funny. I'm getting a visual right now of them cheering and applauding, and that big vibrational celebration that they have of something that I saw or spoke about or heard is that wave of like big applause, like what happens when you have a thunderous applause in a celebration. It sends a big wave ripple through, right? Energetically. That's exactly what I feel like is coming through my body when all my guides are going, yes, she got it, she got it, she got it. And feeling that and knowing this is what we need to be paying attention to. Have you even sat with yourself and said, how do my guides speak to me? How do my dragon guides speak to me? And if that's something you're struggling with, maybe I am going to schedule, we talked last week about the potential of a 2-hour Q&A, doing a 2-hour Q&A class where I just set aside time in my schedule. And I think I decided I'm going to do it 2 weeks from now on a Tuesday from like 2 to 4 in the afternoon Pacific time, so that those on the East Coast can be more towards the end of their workday, maybe easier to get on. It's something that'll work in my schedule and hopefully will fit you guys. But that's, if you're having questions or need to figure that out, have those kinds of deeper questions, that's what I want to set aside, a 2-hour time to just go over them all. It's like one of our book club time frames. We could even do a guided meditation within it where you get to come and say, well, I hear what you're saying, but I can't really feel that in my body, because you want to be able to sit and really tap into, how does my guides speak to me? How do they communicate? How does my body receive energy and information? Is it something in my ears? A lot of people get a high ringing in the ears, or a wave that sort of hits the eardrum. Kinetic, where the skin either tingles or the hairs stand up. Warmth, it can be kinetic, where your guides are pushing a wave of heat or cold towards one side of your body to give you that little stimulus of, oh, okay. But also being aware the amplification of energies that we're in, and you may be very aware that the Schumann resonance, if you're not, you can research that online. Just type in Schumann, SCHUMANN, resonance, and see how off the charts it is right now. We have massive amounts of higher frequencies coming in. This is making it challenging on the body, but it's also creating our alignment to the higher vibrational parameters that allow us to be more enmeshed in, connected to, and aware of the universal laws that are working for us, which as you slide into that frequency band, the law of that energetic magnetization or attraction towards you of things that you are committed to and desiring, it starts to flow. I see it as what I consider almost like instant manifestation. My son, I watch my kids. They want something, and literally within minutes or that day, if it's something bigger, they see an opportunity for it coming to them. Someone hands it to them, or someone says, oh, here's a flyer about this. So these are the beautiful things about moving forward, and why we want to really be conscious now. Am I every day choosing that timeline? Am I really setting aside time to focus, pay attention, or am I so distracted by what's going on politically, what's going on globally, what's going on in this and that I'm so pulled out here? That's the goal of most of what's going on with the deeper, darker agendas. They want to keep you so distracted that you can't focus on your light, that you can't focus on the signs and the breadcrumbs that your team is giving you, and keep you from really, really pulling more and more of your light in. So allow yourself. Say, you know what? I'm claiming it. I'm claiming me. I'm claiming this. I'm claiming my dragons, and I'm going to allow them to speak to me. I'm going to allow them to show me. And as you commit to things, you might have been on the fence for something you've been thinking about. I know for homeschooling, that's a huge thing. I've wanted it. My oldest is 12 and a half. I've wanted it since he was born, but never really thought I could manage it. Never really thought that I could make the time, that I could do it, that I would have the patience. And God bless this whole year of shift. You know, if we don't have gratitude for it, it's going to like really distort the energy around it. Everything that's happened in the last year is really massive blessings, because it's the spiral down that we need to spiral up. It's literally what's pulling the bifurcation apart, completing that timeline, allowing us to finally go into a 5D track very clearly, and without that big push, without having to have had to distance on my kids, I would still be in that whole thing of not hands-on with what their classes are, not knowing exactly what they're being taught, not thinking or knowing that I could actually do it time-wise. Boy, oh boy, have my eyes been opened. And I'm so thrilled because, wow, I was on the fence for a long time. I was on the fence for what, 10 years? Going, well, I really like the idea of homeschooling, but I can't do it. That may not be your issue. That might not be your big heart hit. But if you have been sitting on the fence about something, not really sure, a little bit doubtful, a little bit afraid, just know that as soon as you commit to it, as soon as you say yes, you're going to get a clear sign of keep it moving forward. Things will start aligning that will give you that impetus of, oh, yes, and I'm going to go this way. And maybe you're like feeling out the pure direction of the business you want to create, or the healing that you want to do. And maybe there's more to unfold, and that will come too, of the subtle doors closing on this side of, hey, fine tune it, move slightly this degree over, and watch how the gates open. It's really beautiful how the universe works that way. And I tell you what, hands on my own experience, when I started back into my healing work and I felt like, oh, I'm going to do some reflexology, my guides were like, go get a reflexology certification. Sort of thought, wow, okay, I've got pre-arthritic thumbs. That's all cleared up now. But it was really not about me getting that certification. It was about me connecting with someone that was on my table, one person out of the 75 hours that I did. And in that, it led me to finally saying yes, seeing the final piece that was keeping me back from really claiming my dragon aspect, and really knowing that I'm here to guide the dragons forward. I'm here to wake the dragons up. Ooh, here goes my spine tingles. I'm here to wake the dragons up. I'm here to guide them forward, to connect with themselves, to merge into their dragon heart, and to know what that is and what that means, and really dive into it. And then I have that core group that can do big works around the world. That was literally on the fence since I wrote the book in 2007 for 9 years before I finally said full on yes, and watch how it unfolded. I was given little signs of like, start a YouTube channel, start doing videos every week, start a Facebook group. And I started one that wasn't this, but it gave me practice. And it showed me how Facebook worked. And it showed me how to do it, where to align, how to sit and feel into what I wanted to talk about. And I tell you what, as soon as it was the right timing, massive hit. It was the day before Thanksgiving. I'm trying to remember now if it was 2017. It was 2017 because I've been doing 18 because I've been doing 3.5 years of live videos, and I started in that spring. So in 2018, the day before Thanksgiving, massive heart hit of, I know what my Facebook group is now, For the Love of Dragons, and it was there, and I literally sat down that moment, started the group, got the banner, the image, started having ideas of what to post. It all flows really like a massive, like a dam breaking, when you're actually finally on track. And you will see that and know it. And when it's not flowing like a flood, know that as long as you're getting those little like tidbits forward, all right, fine tune it, fine tune it, fine tune it. But the first thing you have to do is say yes. You have to say yes to your higher self and the universe, because they're trying to show you. And if you've been on the fence about something, just feel it. Either fully let it go or fully go forward. And watch the magic of the universe. That's the beauty of it for me. All right, so hopefully that was insightful or helpful to some of you. Interesting, I feel like I've been on a soapbox, but I'm very passionate about this right now, and I know that's why it was on my heart to share. And I will schedule that class. Watch for it. I will post it later today. It will be a charge, like a fee-based, but it'll be minimal. Just to have time for 2 hours so that I can commit that 2 hours out of my schedule from sessions and whatever, and really have you get something out of it. Because when you have a little bit of skin in the game, you actually will pay attention, show up, and get more out of it, which is another law of the universe of really like diving in, saying yes. So watch for that post. If you have ordered the Dragon Oracle deck, just a little update. I've finally heard from the printers. They were backed up and behind, and the whole process of getting everything approved took longer than expected. So rather than early May, I was hoping to have them mailed out by now. They are going to be shipping them to me the first week of June, hopefully, which means I can get them out by the second week of June. So June 15th, probably at the latest. That's your little update. If you haven't gotten one yet, there's still time to pre-order. And I'm really excited to see them in hand, digitally, seeing all the proofs. They sent me hard proofs. They were so beautiful. So I'm excited to get those out to you guys. And there's our little update there. So if you have any questions outside of what we could do in the class together, I also do discovery calls, 20-minute discovery calls. If you're not sure, you want to like just get one-on-one, you don't necessarily like group things, or you just have that one little like, I feel this coming. Should I go towards a class? Should I go towards a book club? Should I go towards this? Should I start with the book? So yes, Denise, I'm excited to receive mine too. All right, so on the booking calendar, it's the Book Now button on either homepage of dragonwithin.com or invokehealing.com. That takes you to my whole booking calendar, which only goes 3 weeks out. So if you don't see anything, just keep checking back, because something will open up. It is limited over the summer, but I know there's quite a few spaces, because when the program ended in May, that opens up my calendar a bit more, because my Dragon Hearts do take a big chunk of my time. All right, have a fabulous week, you guys. I love you. I'll see you next Tuesday, and watch for those posts. Have a great one. Bye-bye.